sides.
Well, Bob, nice to see you again.
Pleasure to be here, Al, as always. Yeah.
Standing for Lee Ryder, who's actually having a few days break in Hungary.
Again?
You know, I know you're a Caribbean lad, and Lee likes the cold.
Hungary's got good memories from
Of course it has.
Yeah.
Funny you should say that, Bob. Yeah. I know you're a man of strong views. You see the Chronicle tonight. I'm sorry, says Auburn Martins here. Got any views on?
Yes, I think you should say sorry.
Right.
Now, first of all, because I'll be accused of sort of being anti-Martins at times, but I think what he did on Saturday, I think he was a little bit unlucky, I have to say, to be pulled off. Having said that, you know, you're pulled off, you've got to accept, you know, the manager's making a decision for the benefit of the team,
yes.
And you've got to be part of the team and accept that. As a player, you know, we know what he's like. He's unpredictable at times, but I think he's got to grow up a little bit and learn to say, right, I've been pulled off. The manager's choice, you know, you're part of the team, and get on with it and support the boys.
But Bob, as Oba came off, what difference does it make to the players on the field whether he goes down the tunnel or goes in the dugout?
Well, I think it's nice to see, you know, if you're playing, you probably consciously see him storm down the tunnel, and you immediately think, well, we could do without that. You know, what you want to see is your sub going on the bench and trying to get behind you, trying to get the team a result. Yeah. That's my views, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's what it's funny. We often say when the number comes up for Oba, he runs off, he races off, and we always say he couldn't get off quick enough. And then, yes, it was the opposite.
Well, I think, to be fair, on Saturday he seemed to be, he was probably a fairly good threat to them. But again, you've got Joe's the manager. He decides, you know, who comes off, and you know, he might have a different plan to what we think. Because when Viduka came on, the one thing I did think, at least we were able to, you know, when we were defending early on, the ball was going up, coming back, going up. And at least Viduka, the one thing he is good at, when the ball goes up to him, he can make it stick. Yeah. And that gives other people time to support them. Like the midfield players can start to say, goes to Viduka, he'll hold it up, I can go forward. But with Martins, he either gets it, turns and runs. You know, you can't get up quick enough because he's too quick.
Yeah. Just looking at the rest of the play, we've got some stuff with the song here. Do you like him, Bob?
Yes, I said a while ago, if you remember, it was a Fulham game, when Taylor was out with a stomach bug, and I was asked by Pete Graves from Century Radio when I was doing the commentary, who would I play, and I said, well, it was a choice between Kasapa and Basong. I said at the time, I think I would play Basong because I think he's one for the future, whereas Kasapa, to be fair, you know, he's not getting any younger. Never looked to the future. I think, you know, you should be putting Basong in, and I think since he's went in at the Fulham game, he's looked a decent player. I think he's got a good chance. I think Basong's quietly confident. He's cool, he's calm, he's collected. He doesn't sort of panic. And once or twice on Saturday, he was under a bit of pressure, made a couple of little mistakes, but having made a mistake, he was still strong enough to get out of it just by muscling the front men off. And I just think he's a good player. I don't think he's a sensational player, but as a centre half, you just want someone who does a good, steady job, and that's what he does. He's not, he's predictable in what he does. You know, he goes to win the ball fairly. You know, he's quite confident when he gets it. He can knock it around, and I think him and Colaccini are not a bad pair. And the nice thing about it, you know, I think Taylor's not. He's a good player as well. Nice thing, we've got three centre halves competing for the two spots, whereas not so long ago we didn't have any. So it's good news on that side.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking forward to Saturday, Bob. When you were playing, did you ever have anybody throwing the ball in like Roy Delap?
Yeah.
Dave McCarr, was it? Or?
No. He was just a bit before me. We had, I think it was Hutchison in Chelsea. Yeah. He was the first that used to throw
Ian Hutchison, wasn't it?
Ian Hutchison used to throw them in, so that was something you know it's coming, so you just deal with it.
It's no different from corner, Bob, is it really?
No, you just got to deal with it. No, you just got to deal with it. It's also the problem. What you got to remember when that ball comes, it's not always the first header; it's the second one. It's where it goes when somebody gets their head on it, and that's where you've got to pick up around the box. You know, and you've got to close it down. Wherever it goes to, nearest man's got to close it down.
Just on the FA Cup, Bob, Hull City away.
Could have done without that. I think there's other draws that would have suited us better. Certainly a home draw would have been nice. But Hull will not be an easy one. They're flying high and they're having a great run. Everybody keeps saying that the bubble might bust, but at the minute they're doing okay. And 10 out of 10 to them. People will be thinking they'll be waiting to see what happens Newcastle against Hull, which is the normal case. And of course they still bring up the Hereford game. You know, still bring. Just.
Nice to see you again, Bob. We've got telling me 80,000 hits on this. Have you ever played? This will be your biggest audience you've ever played in front of, is it?
No, 134,000 Hampden Park.